You know, I think there's going to be a pushback of sorts against AI produced content. It's coming. I am predicting it. Here in the Nutnfancy project, this is 100% human produced content. This is me talking, a real person. I did not go to an AI bot and ask it to generate a video on such and such topic. No, it's me. That means you're going to have my goofy sense of humor, inadequacies, bad speaking, non-fluencies, and all that other stuff that you've come to love and loathe here in TMP almost year 20. Good times. Best days of TMP are yet to come. Proof positive happening right now, boys. Less than lethal options. I have a lot to show you, a lot to discuss. I don't know how many things I'm going to show you. This is pretty much free form organic content as you like it, as I like it, and it's 100% real. First things first, Mrs. Nutnfancy's hanging out outside the room, the studio here. Mrs., come in here, please. I want to get this out of the way because this is funny. This is one of those off-the-wall things. So I've told you guys it's okay to ship me cash money, cases of common ammunition, and hot women. So this is what a TMPer sent me. This is years ago. I have her taped up so it can be, she can be shown on a family-friendly tabletop.
Friendly.
Listen.
Look at the tape. That's not family friendly. Whatever. Gross.
Do you hear her? Come here and tell them what you don't like about it. So hold on.
Disgusting.
She says it's disgusting. Get over here so they can hear you. So, true or false, I have this displayed in my office untaped.
Yeah.
And you've told me to remove it. True or false?
Yeah.
And what do I tell you?
No.
So I had TMPer send me several of these. This is just one of them. A little bit racy, yeah, I get it. But I think it's pretty funny. Dude sent it to me.
The face is even unattractive. The face is ugly. That's just...
Really?
It's all gross.
Really?
Yeah, it looks better on camera. That's not attractive.
Okay. Well, there you have a female's opinion of... it's kind of obscene, isn't it? Even
Kind
taped
of?
up.
Yeah, it is. And it freaking looks like a trans. The face is like a manly man.
That's not a
oblong
trans.
face. That looks like a teenage boy.
You
face.
can't bolt on Hooters like that to a trans. I guess you could. That's gross. That's not a trans.
That's
Anyways,
crazy.
if you're the dude, I forgot who sent this to me. If you're the dude that sent it, take credit in the comments.
He probably sent it because his wife said it. We had to go.
Well, it's pretty fun. These guys have a good sense of humor. That's for damn sure. Mrs. Nutnfancy dialing out. There you have it. A woman's integration into a tactical systems video. Okay, more fun stuff to talk about. Let's get to the topic. And anytime you're in a hurry, put it on 1.25 times speed, 1.5 times speed. I do this all the time. I consume content in YouTube just like you, just not in my genre ever. Never. I never watch a gun review, tactical systems. No. And like I was saying, a lot of it is AI created now. It's not even human created. And they're just slapping generic bullshit, horseshit images to it and acting like it's content. And guys are eating it up. Maybe you've been consuming it. Don't. Support 100% human created content. I'm not saying it doesn't have a place. There are certain genres and imagery that it makes sense to have AI help. But as far as the actual presentation, like me talking right now, I like human. And anytime I see an AI created video, I thumbs down it. Or actually, I've started not thumbs downing because even thumbs downing is interaction and it helps the algorithm. So it doesn't really matter if you thumbs up, thumbs down. For the algorithm, it's the same. And for me, help me fight the shadow banning well over a decade long. Here in YouTube, they hate me, they hide my videos, they don't recommend my videos to viewers. I don't trust my subscribership numbers. Help me at least subscribe. That's all I can really say to do. Hit the notification bell, even though notifications often do not go out. Part of that whole thing. More importantly, join the TMP Patreon Clubhouse. A lot more content there. I get paid for my work through there, and I pay all the bills, which are substantial here. substantial. I'm completely independent and it's expensive. Okay, on to less than lethal. It's been about a decade since I've covered this stuff. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. We may discuss it later. Maybe we won't. What are we trying to do here in this video? What we're trying to do is not use this. We're trying not to use a lethal gun of any sort. We're trying to save a life, even though the guy is doing something that may be threatening to us, maybe life-threatening. I'll talk that, though, because that kind of goes up the escalation unlock codes, as I've always called them here. We're just trying to preserve life. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying not to put someone in the grave. So, a couple ground rules on the stuff I'll show you. Number one, this is stuff I've been using for years. I haven't really discussed it. I haven't really shown it on camera that much, if at all. I think in EDC videos, EDC updates, I've discussed less than lethal options there. But it's what I'm using. No doubt someone's going to say, hey, you should check out the following. My answer is no. I already have a lot of this stuff. I don't need more, and I'm not going to do another video on it right after I did this video, so thanks, but no thanks. Some people have super high standards, and so the stuff I will show you aren't good enough for them. They're saying it's shit. I would never carry that. Again, going back to the first thing, I carry it. Okay, and I've tested it. Is it like the best quality in the world? I will say it's good enough for me. Okay, and it's going to be good enough for you. Once upon a year, I did review the Taser C2 system. It had what they called shaped energy pulses. It was a stun gun. It shot out prongs, stuck in the dude, had a non-chargeable replaceable battery. In the day, I was quite excited about the Taser C2. I just put that video on private. I don't want it out there anymore. Not that my review was incorrect. It was great, but I don't want to promote Taser anymore. I don't like the company, how they failed to support that system over the years. So I had several C2 systems. I could not source batteries for them. The batteries only lasted about 2 years, and then they would not go through the self-test well. And then I had to buy them off eBay for a number of years, and those had been on the shelf for a number of years. It was just really a retarded system, the C2. Not to mention, you had to have it registered, to go through a background check. They promised that they were going to get rid of that. I don't know if they ever did. Maybe I circle back to Taser. Maybe I will recommend other their products. But how they handle the C2 systems with my viewers, because I heard complaints as well, really pissed me off. That they did not support a system. They produced it for a short time, and then it was off. And no support whatsoever. So that is not how you do it. That's one reason on these electronic compliant devices, the ECDs, stun guns, and I have one that will shoot prongs. They're rechargeable batteries. Okay, so back to the first thing though, the P365 XDM9 5-inch barrel. Great gun. I'm probably going to do an ISA episode on XDs, XDMs. Let me know if you want that. It'll be fun. It'll be in field. That is coated in Patriot Brown by myself. P365, and this is an awesome Kuziak leather holster. Link below. A lot of team peers have bought the Kuziak leather product. It's a family operated operation. Look at this, dude, how thin it is. I've been running this one for about, 6 years now, Kuziak leather. It'll take them some weeks to produce, so they produce 2 orders, so be patient. Different models. I'll put links below to Kuziak leather. Buy with confidence. It is the best to this day that I have found for me and my needs inside the waistband holster. Blah, blah, blah. P365, still the #1, I believe, selling concealed carry gun. But what we're trying to do is not use the gun, right? The first thing we're going to do, and I am going to cover this, I know you want to see the hardware, but the first thing we should do is probably be smart in where we're going. So for instance, if there's one of these mini George Soros funded leftist rallies, which are all over the fucking place, don't go there. Okay, because you're going to have some trouble there. Now, if the cold Civil War goes warm, that's a different thing. We're trying to keep it cold. It's a cultural civil war. Yeah, don't go there. So be smart in where you go, and avoidance is the best way to stay out of trouble and to ever have to use any type of weapon, non-lethal or lethal. Okay, so situational awareness, living in the orange, maybe staying out of certain neighborhoods, certain localities, probably a good idea. Next one, if at all possible, if it is time permitting, negotiate. Okay, try to de-escalate any situation verbally. Apologize. Say, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come across that way. It's much better to go that avenue than anything else I'm going to show you. It's going to be more time efficient to go that way, more legally efficient, so you don't have to go to court over any issue. You just walk away. Maybe you have to swallow your ego. Try to negotiate and de-escalate verbally any conflict if it's possible. Now, in this clown world, oftentimes it's not possible, meaning dude does not want to negotiate, and he's already made a decision, getting off some Macy hair, he's already made a decision that he's going to do something harmful to you or your family or your friends or your pets. Yeah, pets should be protected too. In that case, then we go down what I've always called, as I mentioned, unlock codes. So an unlock code means, to what force hierarchy am I progressing? I already mentioned 2, stay out of the place that would cause problems. 2, negotiate. 3, now we go into the less than lethal realm. And if we have to go beyond that, sometimes it will progress very quickly and you will have to make the decision. And I'll interject this here. Legalities vary depending on state, depending on city. The things I'm going to show you may or may not be legal in your state, your city. It's up to you if you want to obey that stuff. If you don't, that's up to you. So, but know that as things progress, you may skip altogether the non-lethal option. A case in point would be, let's say there's a parking lot altercation for whatever reason. You're minding your own business. Dude squares off with you, starts yelling at you. You go through step 1, you can't do because you can't avoid it. You're already there. 2, you try to negotiate, de-escalate. It's not working. Oh, and I forgot to mention leave. So get out of there. Get in your vehicle, leave. Just flee, run if you can. Get out of there. Again, that's going to be way easier legally than any other thing. And actually, the courts love that when you've demonstrated a desire and an attempt to leave the situation. They actually require it in a lot of localities. Like, did he try to escape and get out of there? Now, if you're in your home, in your vehicle, and there are states that have castle doctrines. I do believe Utah is one of those. Like, if your vehicle's attacked, it's like getting your home attacked. It's the same thing, and the courts will uphold use of force to defend your vehicle. I could be wrong. I'm not dispensing legal advice, but I think it is that way. But let's say you're in the lot and you're thinking, well, I can't, for whatever reason, let's say you cannot escape, your vehicle's locked in, and dude's coming at you, and you're thinking, well, you're going to have one of these less than lethal devices on you. The question you're going to have to ask yourself is, do I go for that? And that's a question I cannot answer for you. It is highly situationally dependent. It's dependent on your legalities. It's dependent on what has transpired before. And it's dependent on you. And let me go back to one of the foundational principles of the video, because I will show some of these things, and no doubt there are some guys in their hand-to-hand capabilities and their fitness capabilities, they're badass. Few, I would say very few. I would say, I'll go out on a limb, I'll say less than 1% of my audience would be classified that way, because these are guys who train in combative tactics, who are totally in shape and feel very confident in their hand-to-hand capabilities. Am I that way? No, I'm not. Now, I have certain hand-to-hand defensive tactics that I feel like that I am competent at employing, but I don't want to have to use that because, well, I'm older. I'm not 20 years old anymore. I'm more susceptible to injury. I have a bum knee these days. And anytime you close in a hand-to-hand combat scenario, as we have proved with Officer Jared many times on this platform in the project, by the way, those videos were poorly supported by you. Repent and do better, and you might get more. poorly viewed. I still have some about how to retain a handgun in a holster from Officer Jared. But we don't want to do that, because anytime we close hand to hand, your chance of getting injured is very high. Your chance of maybe getting a knife, probably high. Now, I will say most of all these devices that I'm showing you are contact devices. So they're not giving you standoff. Well, one is, but most of them are not standoff capability. So I'm not going to say that my devices are like the godsend that you're looking for. I'm just saying that it gives you a better option, perhaps, depending on individual, of having to resort to your hand-to-hand options. Okay, now we could go on forever about this. I have to press on, but I'm just mentioning that. It is an option. Should you train in hand-to-hand combat? Yes, if at all possible. But there's a lot of things on our plate, right? We have to practice with handgun. We have to work. We have to pay bills. We have to fix things. We have to be a mom. We have to be a dad. We have to be a husband. A lot on our plate. So it's real easy online to type out a comment. Well, you need to train. Most of that is horseshit. Guys won't train. They don't have time. They don't have bandwidth in their lives to do it. Hence this video. That's what this is about. And again, some guys will say, oh, that stuff's crap. It's not good enough for me. Okay, cool. Go buy whatever you want. Make your own damn video. Should have already done it and should be predated prior to this one right now, dude. And this is not inclusive. I have not like gone out through the world and scrubbed out the best, sought out the best non-lethal alternatives. No, it's just what I'm using. And on we go. First one, and this is the only canister I have, is pepper spray. I still love pepper spray. I integrate it into my systems all the time. I said that a decade ago when I did the first video on this. Actually, it was over a decade ago. It was almost like 18 years ago, almost 2 decades ago. Pepper spray is, I will say, somewhat effective. There are dudes that will fight through it there's lots of videos showing this of perps having been sprayed. They're still doing whatever they're doing, fighting the cop, drawing a gun, drawing a knife. It's not foolproof. Also, the wind is a big thing. So if you deploy pepper spray or OC, oleoresin capsicum spray, and it blows back in your face, you just incapacitated yourself. Officers generally don't like employing pepper spray because of those factors right there. It's not 100%, and it can blow onto them, and it can contaminate things like hands, doorknobs, weapons, flashlights. You will see an expiration date on all these. I'm sure this one expired a long time ago. It's UDAP or UTAP. It's all worn off. I find them to be very effective. If it's pressurized and blowing the spray out, you're good to go in my book. You decide for yourself. If you want to throw it in the garbage and go rebuy it every time that expiration date passes, you go right ahead. Again, for a lot of this less than lethal stuff, I'll have links below. Please use my links. This is a great size. I love this size though. I don't know how many ounces this is, it's all worn off, but it has a built-in clip. It's easy to integrate. Mrs. Nutnfancy takes it all the time. Yes, I brief her on how to deploy it. I use the very big bear spray containers in vehicle. So all vehicles have that. If some jackass comes up to my window, I will crack it just enough in some situations, not all. Like if the unlock codes have progressed to lethal, he'll be met with a 9mm pistol, maybe a 10mm. I hope it doesn't come to that. But in the force continuum, as I call it, pepper spray or OC spray is there. Is it my first choice? I don't know if any of these are like my first choice. They're all about the same for me. I've employed them about the same. The one thing that, and not necessarily the small ancient canister, but one thing that like the bear spray has is a standoff capability. Those will shoot 12 feet easily. They'll produce a fog. Some will have dye. Some will foam. The foam stuff I don't really go for. I just like a standard OC drenching spray. Those are fine. I'm not super concerned on the formulation as long as it has some OC in it. And I'm happy, you know. There you go. And big canisters again. I wish I had a big one to show you. It's in the truck, but I didn't pull it for the video. Again, there's that completely unreliable human-produced content flaw that you love so much. Next, we go up to stun guns. This is a go-to system for me. It has been a go-to system for me for quite some time. It is the Vipertek stun gun. And I'm not going to go into specifics of how much voltage it has. All these will be high voltage, low amperage, delivering a painful shock. I think it's like up to 50 million volts in claims, though actual amperage is going to be a lot different. But supposedly it will cause muscle lockup, confusion, and deterrence without permanent injury. And I would put the Vipertek in that category. That's this one right here. I'll put a link to this. I bought these in Amazonian. It's the VTS 989. Here's what it comes with. It has a really cheesy nylon holster that I don't really use that much, but at least it's something. Has a micro USB charging cable, although maybe the latest devices are using USB-C. It seems like most things have gone to USB-C. I don't even look at this. Let's see if it has the specs on it. It doesn't. The reason I'm not really going into the depth, like all this stuff, because I'm just showing you what this, and this whole video is this way, of what I do and use. The way I use the Vipertek is, first I'll put a piece of writable electrical tape. I use white or yellow, and I just write the dates that I charged it. You're going to see big breaks in those dates. I don't care. I would say every 3 months you need to charge these ECDs. And then before you carry it, you're going to turn it on. It does have a stupid flashlight thing. That's worthless. But you'll go to the forward position. And when you test these, don't let it test for a long time. Just a short press, and then you'll know. Because if you do a long press, and it is in the instructions, you're going to damage the probes. So this is effective. Oh, and by the way, I know it's effective because one year I made the mistake of accidentally holding these side metallic strakes right here when I tested it, and I forgot that charge is taking down these as well. I shocked the ever-living shit out of myself, and I wish I could say I've only done that once. I've done it multiple times, and I will, well, okay, I don't know what to tell you, dude. I try. I just made a mistake, and I'm testing the device. I can tell you they're good. It hurts. Not to mention the fact that this has a deterrence effect, this stun gun. So if you turn it on and you see the arc on it, I don't know about you, but I think you'd have to be a pretty determined idiot to keep pressing the attack on that, unless you've just committed, you're just going for it. And maybe you've committed to lethal alternatives, in which case this is not what you want to use. You would quickly go to the gun. Escalation of force. But this is a very good stun gun. Don't think it's hokey. I carry these all the time. I recommend, like I said, every 3 months, if it's in constant use, charge it. The charging cable, don't lose. This is not the one that came with it, but it's similar to it. You want to buy extras of these. It will mate into the 2-prong charging, outlet of all these electronic compliance devices. So it's not USB micro or USB-C, it's its own thing. Don't lose these. And you see I mark them so I can tell in my huge amount of cords that I use. Here's the thing on the Vipertek. So I've been using them, I would say probably at least 7 years, maybe 8 years. Have I had one go bad? Yeah, I did have one that stopped taking a charge. Is it this one? I had one. Yeah, this is it right here. So see that? I put an X on it. So for whatever reason, see, this has been in operation since it's 2025. That has 5 years of use. Probably longer, but that's what I had. I don't mind holding this because it's not firing properly. The way I found out this was not carryable is just by doing a simple test. That's why I keep saying this. I test it. If it's not arcing properly, you know what it should sound like. You're done with that unit. Put it in a recycle bin, whatever, get rid of it, buy another one. They're not that expensive. This is the only one out of about, I would say, 8 of these in various places, like in motorcycle bags, EDC systems. Tactical Doodle has them. Mrs. Nutnfancy sometimes carries them. They are recommended, though. The Vipertek, whatever number it is, and the VTS 989, they're going to be you know, replaced as time goes on. The only color I've ever seen is black on these. They do have a strike capability. I have not tested that like on a dummy to see if they'd fall apart. They seem like they're relatively well made, the Vipertek, and no, they're not that expensive. I do love them a lot, actually. The next one is going to be similar to that. It's also a Vipertek. It's going to be a smaller one, and this one is USB micro charged. I use this one as well. And again, you may look at this and laugh and go, that is ridiculous. There's no way I would carry that. Well, to each his own. That's fine. You make your decision. This is the VTS 881 rechargeable stun gun in blue. It does come in different colors. There's your recharging port. We'll test this one. Dude, have I shocked myself with this one? Yeah, I have. I did it intentionally, though, on this particular one, because I just want to see if it was like, well, does it pack a punch? It's so small. Oh, let me tell you, it hurt. No, I did not shit myself, but it hurt. Let's open this one up using the very excellent link below, Piranha Pocket Model 1. Automatic blade made in the United States. I think this one is in 154 cm. Yep, 2.4 ounces. Perfect EDC shape. Oh my goodness. So glad they're still producing them. At least last time I checked. Watch them be not making them. So I'm just opening this for the first time. I never do box openings because they're gay. But I'm just want to show you what it comes with. So micro USB instructions, micro holster. There you go. One thing I didn't say about the 989, the larger one, is that, and I don't like this, when you charge it, there's going to be a red LED, but the red LED will not go out indicating a full charge status. Maybe the latest ones have that. I wish they did. I really do. And because it'd be nice to know there's a micro circuit in there that says, hey, you're 100% full charge. This one does, however. So it'll go green, this light right here. I think it's that light right there, and it'll go green. Say, hey, you're fully charged. This one I would recharge every 2 months. Again, right on there when you do so. The nice thing about this one, and let me get the number right again, and it could be replaced, the VTS 881 Vipertek, is it's so small. So this is something you can put in your fanny pack. What? You still aren't carrying a fanny pack? Okay, repent and do better. Whatever, your cargo pocket, your EDC bag, your low probability for armed conflict satchel. Sorry, I had to take a drink since this is not an AI voice, it's human. Did I mention that already? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. This is good. It's a good option. I do carry this, I would say, quite frequently, pretty much every week, because it's so lightweight. What's this weigh? Like 3 ounces, if that. Relatively durable. One thing I have found in carrying it, and it is making the case for the holster, same with this bigger one, is that you can get these tines caught on like mesh pockets. They can bend. So I'll make the case there. If you're carrying it, maybe put it in the case that it comes with, even though it's cheesy. It will keep the probes in good working order. Great little gun. Great for the wife. Great for the kids. Again, legalities and training notwithstanding. That's up to you, Dad, to decide if a kid would be ready to carry such a device. Now this one, I forget where I got this. This is kind of a Taser-esque stun device. And I bought it, I think I bought this in Alibaba. And it does work. It does shoot probes. It's very C2-ish in its way of working. It has a flashlight, cheesy siren. Now, you may be laughing at the siren, but what it does do is tell you the status of the battery. So if that siren sounds very loud and proud like it just did, your battery is good to go. It's going to charge just like the Vipertek, red LED. It will not go off. How long do I charge these devices? Overnight's your safe bet, but probably a good 4 hours, you're good and you have a charge, and then you can write on your electrical tape when you charged it. And again, every 3 months, you'll be fine. You'll turn on and you'll be surprised. It has a strong battery. The point being, these are not, I would say, really awful batteries. I think they're good quality. They're not the best quality as indicated by the price, but they're pretty darn good. This one's been in operation for what, 4 years now? Yeah, that's pretty darn good, dude. Yeah, so if I find something like this, I'll put a link. If not, you'll have to search it out yourself. Do I still carry this? Okay, I'm going to keep it real with you. I trust these more than I trust that. So the answer is yes. However, I have fired a cartridge and the probe stuck in. I had like a dummy that I fired on, didn't do it on a human. And it sparked. It seemed to work just fine. Again, just like a taser, just a rechargeable version, much less expensive. I like it, but there's something in the back of my mind I just don't know about it. So my answer is yes, I still carry it, but I usually opt for one of these instead. Even though these are contact non-lethals, less than lethals. This is a standoff capability. I'm going to throw this in just because I can. It's my show. I can do whatever the hell I want. ASP batons or police batons, are they still recommended in the project? The answer is absolutely yes. Go look up my old videos I've done on them. I did quite a bit. They are very, very effective. Police batons are. I do love the ASP brand. Their aluminum airweights are very hard to find now. This is a steel one. I'll put links below. Again, legalities are up to you. Some cities and states don't like these. They're illegal. It's up to you. But they are very effective with an asterisk. And the asterisk is you need to practice and know what you are doing with an extendable defensive baton. If you don't, it can easily be taken from you and used against you. I recommend finding a course that will teach you on a baton, and I probably would not carry it unless, I wouldn't necessarily say unless you've taken a course, but at least practiced against like a sandbag or dummy extensively. And I have modeled that in the project, although that's going back quite a few years here in TMP. But it's still there. The content still plays. ASP is a favorite brand of mine. There are some other excellent brands. Steel is your best option. Here it is extended. And I think there's a 26-inch baton. Let me see if I'm right. No, it's a 21-inch on this. Steel is going to be stronger. It's going to take wax better and not bend. I've had some ASP batons that I've been training with, the airweights, and I've bent them. If you give it a good whack, even the steel ones, depending on what the media is you're hitting, you can bend these. But they do have a deterrence effect when it comes out. Anybody who knows about a baton probably does not want to get worked over by them. These can be considered lethal depending on how you employ them in certain localities. That's up to you to know the legalities on it. Generally, if I'm remembering correctly, a hit above the shoulders in the courts is considered a lethal weapon because a baton can unalive people very quickly, especially a steel one because it has mass and it has swing weight to it. The ASP is well made. They're warranted for a long time. I've used them so many times. And when I say I use them, I should say I carry them. I haven't deployed them and like whacked Sasquatches with them. Thank heavens. I don't want to have to do that. But it's frequent when I take the dog running on the scooter or on the bicycle or even the dirt bike that I have an ASP airweight, even a steel one in my pocket. And by the way, let me say this. It's not really for humans. Yeah, it's for dogs attacking my dog, and that's what a baton is really, really useful for. And that has happened with Allie the mountain dog, who's passed on, Macy the mountain dog, Mark II, still going strong, thank you God. I just don't let dogs tune up my dog. Now, I will, again, go up the force escalation ladder. I'll try to pull them apart, but there are some mean, untrained animals out there from really bad owners, pit bulls, Rottweilers that can basically do a lot of damage to your dog and me. And you might have to go to pistol for that as well. I'm just being real. But a steel police baton, damn, it'll work that dog over very quickly, depending on where you hit it. My first choice for less than lethal on the animal would be just in the rump. Same actually for people, like in the thigh, lower thigh, for just compliance and having them stop what they're doing. There's a lot to that. Again, go to the past videos. You might check it out. And I'll put the links below. Oh, this is a cool device, dude. This is cool. This is called the Breaker Stun Gun. Protect humans. I've had this for about 2 years at least. This is basically a stun gun, right? with an on switch, but it has this capability to do like strikes with it. Again, I don't know if it's legal in your jurisdiction. Where I'm at, totally legal. And then it has the added benefit of like ability to do electronic pain compliance. Do I love these? Absolutely. I think they're awesome. Do they seem well made to me? Absolutely. They seem well made. And by the way, you'll see a big break in there in charging. It's because I have several of them. And so this one may have been in my bin because I do like having more than just one or even two of a certain device I like, because they can be discontinued and not findable forever. I can't tell you how many times that's happened in TMP. Review stuff and then it's gone forever. So buy deep when you buy. And no, the battery won't go dead in storage. Charge it up once. Yes, it will dissipate over time, but it will still be useful even if you pull it out of your bin 3 years from now. Trust me, I've done it. So that's how you're going to have it on. So when you carry it, you want to have the switch like that. And, you know, how do you want to use it? It's up to you. But this has the added benefit that even if the device dies, you have something that will strike and cause pain. Now, is that considered a brass knuckle in your jurisdiction? I don't know. But it's super cool. And this is super light. This is like 2.5 ounces. This electronic stun gun. And the names of these could change. Has a charging cable in there, and this is a micro USB charge device as well. Do I carry this all the time? The answer is yes. I have these in my systems all the time. Now, one thing I forgot to show you about the baton is a carry method. This is a good one. This is like a police level carry method. I went out looking for baton sheaths. They're still out there. But the steel ones especially, they're kind of weighty, and so you do generally want to put them in a holster or something that stabilizes them, and so you can access it quickly. That's another thing I forgot to tell you. Because if you put it in your pocket, a deep pocket, you may be like fighting to find it and deploy it, and it may be very valuable seconds that you're wasting. We're going to take a time out here and talk about subduing the bad guy. So let's say for whatever reason, you're in a situation, the guy was doing something bad, you were able to stop him doing that with one of these devices, you have him on the ground, then what? Well, we're not law enforcement people, don't act like law enforcement people, but in without rule of law, if you're doing a micro community security, as I call it, safety patrol, you will be law enforcement in that situation, and you probably will have occasion to subdue a suspect. And I recommend getting and becoming very familiar and practicing with flexicuffs like this. Are they foolproof? No, there's dudes that can get off flexicuffs quite easily. There's techniques that I'm not going to go into, but they're way better than duct tape. They're way better than nothing. And there's a certain technique how you would use these on a suspect so you don't injure him, so you don't want to cause him more distress. I know that seems weird, but you don't. Once you've stopped him from doing the thing he was doing, then fight's over. He's a non-combatant, and you have to treat him with respect. And I say respect in quotation marks. Also, you can go with basically cuffs. I'll put links to these below. Should you have cuffs in your possession? If you're a believer in without rule of law, you're prepping for without rule of law, the answer is absolutely. You need to have handcuffs or flexicuffs, some way subdue the dude. And again, you need to practice with them. Ideally, you would take training seminars on the use of handcuffs. Police officers certainly do. Law enforcement officers, anyone who carries anything on their belt, they're qualified in that. Pepper spray, taser, firearm, cuffs. They have training courses on everything, and legally they have to. Now, you don't legally have to, but I think it's smart that you would know how to employ these, how to subdue a suspect, putting them on both with assistance and without assistance. But yes, they're useful to have. And yeah, I think it's on the scale of less than lethal alternatives. And did I cover everything I wanted to cover? Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't. This is a cool device. Damn, I love this one. So this is a Ruger stun gun. They call it like a flashlight stun gun. I bought this at Gunny's. He used to have them. So you go by Gunny's, the Great American Gun Store. Go in there and say hello. Say, hey, Nutnfancy sent me here. I love what you do. Thanks for supporting the Nutnfancy project all these years. And go buy something from them. They're in Orem, Utah. Great American Western wear store. I bought this from them. I'll try to find a link to this. This is not produced by Ruger. They're just putting their name on it. It's basically a produced in China flashlight stun device ECD. Yeah. So, and the way this works is it will charge just like the other devices I showed you. So it will go into the back right there, right? No problem with that. Wow, this is going to be a long video, but it's fun. Yeah, it'll charge just like that, and the light won't go out, so just give it a good 4 hours, maybe overnight. It's your safe bet. Keep track how often you do it, just like I've been telling you. And this is your switch. You will see that I've put some fingernail polish here so I can know where the switch is. You need to turn it on to that position, and then you will either deploy the flashlight, or if you want the stun portion, you can see the serrated steel ring around the bezel of the light. You push the switch all the way forward, but wait, there's more. Then you have to do that right there. This is one of my favorite stun guns that I have used, and I've been using these for years and years. Again, I painted this so I can see what status it's in. The reason I love it is, one, it looks like a flashlight. So this, I have found, will stabilize in your pocket. It is coated in that kind of goofy vinyl coating. I hate how they do that, but in this situation, I guess it makes sense because it will stabilize it in your pocket a little bit better. So it's not bouncing around and being goofy so you can't find it. Now, I have found carrying this, by the way, this does come with a cheesy sheath. You can use that in your pocket, and it may mitigate what I'm going to say right now. If you carry it with the serrated portion down, it will chew your pockets up. In the sheath, it won't. So keep the sheath, maybe carry it with a sheath. The reason I generally don't use a sheath with this, because it's just more time getting it deployed. When I carry it, I put this rear switch in the on position and leave it there. And as far as I know, you can leave it in the on position forever. It's not going to burn things out. The thing you don't want to do, as I understand it, and I think this is in the instruction manual, review it. I'm probably missing some stuff, but you don't want to have this turned on. It will obviously discharge the device. So this sliding switch, middle position, is your cheesy light, which is complete garbage. It's just garbage flashlight. But it looks like a flashlight to the uninitiated, right? So it's perfect for that. And then in the rear position. So this is another training thing. When you take out your flashlight-esque stun gun, you come out forward position, ready to go. Then if for whatever reason it fails, you still have an impact weapon like you would with any large format tactical flashlight. I like putting my thumb back here, making quick strikes, and where you strike will make a lot of difference. And trust me, that will hurt, even without a stun component to the gun. Yeah, this is awesome. I do keep my lanyard on this one for some dumb reason. It's not too much in the way, but it helps me fish it out of the pocket. That's the Ruger or similar flashlight stun gun. And the last thing I'll say is, we talked about the firearm, but in my force continuum, I do cover this in my KRVs. We do have the knife option. Now, this is the Cold Steel Tiger, link below. This is a nasty, not less than lethal, but lethal option that you could employ. Again, this is something that you want to practice with, get some training with, know what you're doing, but it's very, very effective if and when those unlock codes release and you have to go up the force continuum. And in some situations, it's better than a firearm. And I'm not just saying this one, which has a very awesome Conceal X plastic sheath, carries nicely. I did feature this one, I think, in my high probability for armed conflict EDC system, and I will stand by that. So when the probability of armed conflict is higher, I want to carry a knife like this, one that is more martially focused. If I'm doing checkpoints in my micro community, a knife like this or something with its capability will come along with it. If I'm doing safety patrols, this will come with it, and it will be hidden in such a manner that someone cannot take it off my LB so readily. But I want to represent this. I know this is a less than lethal, but we're dovetailing into the sliding scale of tactical philosophy here in the project, which is very consistent. You should know this. Now, this, by the way, is a very awesome A1 silver wilderness knife by Falconeven, A1 Army Survival, link below. It's fantastic. VG10 laminate, 14.2 ounces. I purchased this one in 2005 in the project once upon a year using advertising dollars. So Patreon has replaced that. Join up, be a Patreon donor. You can do $7 a month. I charge 7 creations, $1 each. That's $7. I don't even have tier levels because I'm a dumbass. I should. Would I carry something like this? I'm showing this for just gratuitous reason for sure, but also for tying into knives. Would I carry something like this? Absolutely. This is a very formidable fixed blade self-defense option. Don't think you have to have a hawkbill. I'm just representing this as multi-purpose. For me, on my LBE, this is a bit heavy. I don't need this amount of weight. I don't need a approaching 1/4 inch thick slab of steel when I'm doing checkpoints without rule of law, bro. This is a Tupolev Tu-22, shown before in certain videos, but it's getting ready to go back in the Aviation Museum. Let's see, 1967 to 1993, 497 made. They had a 23 millimeter cannon, remotely operated, radar directed. Supposedly when new, this backfire bomber, I think that's what it was called, Mach 1.88. Damn, that's pretty darn fast. 3,700 mile range, as I understand it. 53,000 pounds, and it has K-15 missiles on it. I'm not sure how many of these are still operational, though, because Russia has really done a poor job of maintaining their military hardware over the years. Is it funding? Probably. Damn. This watch right here, I don't know if I can find a link to it. It's an EQB 950DB. Fantastic. Solar Edifice by Casio, and I gotta go. Yeah. What? You want to see the girl again? Okay, real quick. She's gone now. Thank you so much for the support. We covered a lot of ground. This is feature length. Dang, bro. Dang. Feature length. But donors make this all possible. Not just, I mean, you can join as a charter member. That's okay, I guess. But guys who give me money in the Patreon Clubhouse, they make it more worth my time. I can do other things that dominate TMP for money, for damn sure. And so it's in competition. That's what I'm saying. 100% human produced. I don't think there's going to be a break in this video at all. That's amazing, actually, that I can talk and I don't do jump cuts. I don't cut stuff out. Don't need to. I'm highly practiced at this gig. Highly practiced. Thank you for clicking on the video. Be smart in how you approach the integration of less than lethal alternatives in your system. Do integrate them. I think it gives you a lot of options that I would like you to have. If at all possible, we don't have to go to the gun. Let's not go to the gun. Let's not go to the gun. Let's not put someone in the grave. I'm all about that. Even a bad guy. I'd much rather subdue him, get him out of there, send him to jail, have other people who are better at it than I take him away. Nutnfancy Project. Best days are happening right now and more to come. See ya.